Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the next point of this chapter, that is point number 7.3, light as a wave. See, in earlier topics we say that light is formed in a longitudinal wave, but later on, according to the Maxwell's electromagnetic theory, he established that the relationship between electricity and magnetism, and he said that no medium is necessary for the propagation of EM waves, and he found experimentally that the speed of light is exactly equal to that of electromagnetic waves. And to explain the term polarization, Huygens used this theory, and later he was modified that light as an electromagnetic wave and transverse in nature. Look at here, first point is represent what? First point is says that light is an electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic means what? We are consider two different fields, electric as well as magnetic fields. Why we can say that light is an electromagnetic wave? Because of Maxwell theory, Maxwell electromagnetic theory, and he experimentally found that light is an electromagnetic wave. Next one, these waves are transverse in nature and do not require any medium for propagation. Do not require any medium means what? They can travel even vacuum also, because of ether. See, last video we discussed about the complete discussion about what is ether's theory, what is the ether and how they form. So these waves are transverse. What is the meaning of transverse? Transverse mean the term electric field and the term magnetic field B are perpendicular to each other, which means what? These two fields are perpendicular to each other, and if this happens, then we can say that waves are travels in transverse in nature. And we know that when we consider the term electromagnetic waves, the waves are represented like this way. Suppose if you consider in terms of x, y and z axis, so that middle one is represented in terms of z axis. Suppose this is your electric field. So because of this electric field, magnetic field is produced around it. So the magnetic field is represented like this way. So suppose this wave is represented in terms of electric field on x-axis, and this term is represented in terms of magnetic field on y-axis. Then this center line is represented in terms of z-axis, and this is nothing but light travels in a three-dimensional motion, but the propagation of light wave is in a straight line. So suppose this is represent E, and if you draw a perpendicular line, and if you drawing a same line on a B field, that is magnetic field, so each angle is represent each angle is represent 90 degree. That 90 degree means what? 90 degree means they are perpendicular to each other. Which field? This is your electric field and this is your magnetic field. So if these both fields are perpendicular to each other, then we can say that these waves are transverse in nature and do not require any medium for propagation. That means they can travel even vacuum also. Vacuum means what? Free space. Now here in this case we have to consider another point, that is what is the permeability and permittivity. See, in electric field we are consider term epsilon 0, right? So that epsilon 0 we are consider in terms of what? In terms of permittivity. And in magnetic field we are consider mu 0, which is represent term what? Permeability. But what is the basic meaning of these two? Permittivity and permeability, the meaning is same, only change is that we are changing the field electric as well as magnetic. That's why we are changing the term epsilon 0 as well as mu 0. So if epsilon 0 is called permittivity, then mu 0 is called permeability, and the term permittivity and permeability, it represent ability of that material. Ability of that material, that means when light passing through any other of the material, then what are the ability of that material are represented in terms of permittivity in electric field and in terms of permeability in magnetic field. So now next point is what? V is directly depends on N. So what is V? V is called speed of light in given medium. That means suppose if you consider that waves required material medium. Now look at here. Here we can say that light is an electromagnetic wave which and do not require any medium for propagation. But here if we are say that speed of light in given medium, that means what? Suppose light is passing through rarer medium to denser medium, that means what? We are changing the speed of light. If you consider this is air medium and this is denser medium, and suppose light falls on air medium to denser medium, that means what? We are changing the media. This is your media 1 and this is your media 2, and because of that when we are consider different speed of light for different media. And we already know that in case of denser medium the speed of light is less, and in case of rarer medium the speed of light is more. So that's why the speed of light of in a given medium is directly proportional to their refractive index. Refractive index means what? We know that refractive index formula is what? C upon V, the ratio of speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in given medium. So suppose if you are taking ratio C upon V, will get the refractive index of medium 1, and suppose if you are considering another medium, so we will get refractive index of medium 2. That's why we can say that V is directly proportional to the N. Okay. In third case is represent what? The wavelength ranges of EM waves are less than, that means small and smaller than femtometer. Femtometer means 10 raised to minus 15 meter, and greater and large as larger than kilometer. That means the range of these waves, that means this range, the wave electromagnetic waves having range in between 10 raised to minus 15 is less than to the kilometer, that is 10 raised to 3 meter. So that is the range of electromagnetic waves, and these electromagnetic waves are nothing but light. So next point, it exhibits another relation. See, first it exhibit with respect to speed of light in medium and speed of light in vacuum, and second case it exhibits the relation, that is Ri is directly proportional to the lambda. Ri means what? Again refractive index is directly proportional to the lambda. Lambda is nothing but wavelength of the electromagnetic waves, or wavelength of the light, or wavelength of the different colors of light. So the exhibit refractive index is proportional to the wavelength of the light. That means suppose if the wavelength is less, then the refractive index of that material is less. If the wavelength is more, then the refractive index of that material is more. And we know that if you consider different colors, then their wavelength are greater or shorter. If you consider V, that is violet, then wavelength is short, and if you consider red, then the wavelength is what? Large. And all, that is this all remaining color, that is indigo, blue, green, yellow and orange, all this color are lies in between violet and red. That means all the ranges of this wavelength, all the wavelength range of this color are lies in between short wavelength and large wavelength. That means if the refractive index of this violet color is refractive index of this violet color is less, therefore there should be possibility that wavelength is less or more, and refractive index of this red color is large, that means that depends on the color of the given light. And because of this relation, we can say that the mixture of these different colors of wavelength present in the white light. Suppose if you have seen the formation of the spectrum of a prism, so in that prism, suppose white light falls on that prism, we know that prism one surface is transparent. You know that. Suppose if you draw a prism, ABC are what? ABC are base of the ABC are what? A, B, C are base of the prism. This BC is called base. This surface is what? This surface is plane surface, and this another surface is what? This is nothing but transparent surface. So if the white light is fall on a plane surface, it doesn't affect on plane surface, but if this light is reflected back on the transparent surface, you can see this white light is separated and it shows a different color, that is VI, B, G, Y, O and R, Vibgyor. And these are nothing but that is the reason behind the formation of primary and secondary rainbow as well as formation of the given prism. So these are 4 and 5 points which are very important in the term light as a wave. So in next point we have to discuss about which are the sources of light. So in that we have to discuss about there are two types of sources. First one is called primary sources and second one is called secondary sources. So what is the meaning of primary sources? Which are they? Primary sources are nothing but the sources which emits light of their own. Those sources which emits lights of their own, these sources are called primary sources. और उसी के opposite क्या होगा? Secondary sources. That means what? The sources which depends on any other object to emit light, or the sources which depends on the primary sources to emit the light. So this type of sources we are considering in terms of secondary sources. So which are the examples? Look at here, they are given examples. First one in physics. Suppose if you are considering in terms of physics, the sun. The sun is the best example of the primary sources, because we know that sun gives the radiant energy to all over the planet. That means what? Sun is the primary source of light. That means the light of the sun do not depend on any other factor. Sun emits light of their own, and that sun is provide this light to all other planets. Second one is what? The stars. Why stars? Because stars are illuminated their own at high temperature. See, if you have seen in the sky, there are different colors of stars. You have seen it. Sometimes it should be red, sometimes you have seen light blue color, sometimes you have seen white color. How they form? Because of their temperature. If the temperature is less, high, average, then the color of star is changes because of their wavelength. Next one, object heated on high temperature. Suppose if you heat rod on high temperature, then what will happen? The color of that rod will get changed. That means what? Objects heated on high temperature. TV and tube light. If the current passing through these objects, TV and tube light, then what will happen? They illuminates their own. So these are the examples. And in terms of chemistry, nuclear reactors, and second one is firecrackers. So these are some examples which are related to the primary sources. And comes to the next source, that is secondary sources. Secondary sources will depends on any other object or any other sources, and examples are the moon. Examples are the moon. Moon is what? Planet or what? Moon is the moon is a natural satellite. It is not a planet. But if you consider earth is a planet. So if suppose earth is a planet and earth is a dependent source or secondary source, that means whatever living on the earth, that all things are called secondary sources. In that we are consider humans, animals, plants and so on. So these are the examples of secondary sources. So in this points, that is 7.3 and 7.4, we have just discussed the brief discussion about light and their sources of light. In the next video we will discuss complete discussion about Huygens theory and their construction of wavefronts. Okay, thank you.